Oh, God. All a big rush. Ah, hello everybody, not anybody seen him more buddies, hope. Oh, fuck it. Hello. Who we got? Just come rushing back up the stairs with my tea. Hang on. I have to eat. Lemon slice. Mandorium up to stream. Bramish up to stream. Pixel don't see no time up to stream. Phantom up to stream. Big Kangsley up to stream. Not working on the orc stuff yet. Do I my cargo up to stream? Oh, stuff in my face, hang on. Articulated random intelligence welcome to stream. And Yamnov welcome to stream. Oh, hang on. I need a new background. This one's got boring now, stale. Okay. Well, so far it's showing me how many views I've got. We'll see if it keeps it up. There have been changes. Well, additions. And changes. Oh yeah. That's your job now, Phantom. Remind me to pause wallpaper engine. Also, I keep forgetting to snip. Also need snip. Lemon slice. Okay. Hang on. Yoink. Turn down. Hey! There we go, it works. Bye, have fun. She's off to do stuff with her PC. Bye bye. I've spent like the last 2 hours with her, don't worry. I don't just tell her to go away and leave me alone. I'm playing Mario 64 on Nintendo Switch. Stupid fucking game. So old and inaccurate and it's so fucking stupid. But it's a good game. Okay. So, how is everybody this fine, whatever it is, morning, afternoon for you, somewhere in between, alternate realm, whatever it is where all of you are. We've got hail, or we had hail. It doesn't tend to go on for very long, and it's already stopped. Let's do a new mod which has a strong resemblance to CT. It does, but as we know, Phantom, and as you will back me up on, it's not Corinthia Tower. It's just named very, very similar, with the exact same letters. Okay, so I'll run over what's changed. So basically, I have no idea because I've done so much. I've been messing with it for the last 2 days. I wanted to stream yesterday, but she wouldn't let me. And she was playing FIFA, so all you would have heard in the background was like, and it's Wayne Rooney, great shot off the goalpost. And it's like, no, I don't really want to hear all that crap going on in the background. So, yeah, I didn't stream. And I said I wouldn't. Yeah, I ended up like, I actually have 2 hours. But I was like, no, I was told not to stream. So I decided to mod instead and just not stream. I still modded. So I'm really enjoying modding again. I thought I was done, if I'm honest. But But some time away, and I came back and I loaded the game, and then I saw how beautiful it looked, and then I like went in the creation kit and clicked a couple of things. I was like, oh, it was exciting again. It hasn't been this exciting in a while. So I have a gap, which interestingly you can quite blatantly see. I will tell you what's changed at the moment. I want to see how far we can shrink this so I don't have to put more rocks in place. Because if this window on... Oh, balls! There we go. This... No. No, that's no good. Window collides. That's no good. Maybe we can spin it a little. Can we get away with that? I think we can get away with that. The tower's still disappearing at certain angles, but mostly it kind of stays put, which is fine. And I want to show you all something because it's amazing. I mean, it's something that was already there before with the old one, but now it looks stunning because my game doesn't look like, you know, crap. So now that we've sort of been able to go in and test at the moment with Special Edition with a couple of quick tweaks and all that. Now, you see, the old mod was called Corinthia Tower. This mod is called Corinthia Tower, so it's completely different. And the old one had only one set of steps, whereas this one has two sets of steps. So it's completely different in what it is. And before, a dragon popped out, but this time a different dragon pops out. So it's totally different. Yeah, so we did go with some other stairs before, but it was like bleh. So anyway, what I've done, I think I can kind of figure what I haven't shown you all. So let's just have a little run through. It doesn't crash. So I've already gone ahead and made Andy, and for those... What are you doing? What's he done? Oh, his head's popping through his hood. And he's not wearing his hood because he's a knob. I don't know why, but we need him to wear his hood. Stupid sausage man. So I've got to figure out. Oberon has no head. Hang on. So Andean, I redesigned Andean a bit. I really fucked up his eyes, made him like a lot darker, a lot meaner. He's not going to look good in game until we do something, which I might just pop out and sort of do just out the way. But his face gen needs doing differently for Special Edition. So that's Urbran. Urbran here is very different. I've gone with the idea of fucking up his face, so he's basically one of those afflicted, but with a lot of colour changes, just to, because I thought that gave a good sort of look that he'd got completely screwed by the cold, and he's now got like white hair and everything, like greyish hair. That's meant to symbolise that all the snow's just landed on him and he's frozen over. I might... No, actually, I don't think I will put a shader on him. But, yeah, changed his outfit too, so it looked like more like something that you would actually go up a mountainside in, rather than, I'm going to go up in my pyjamas and open up the tower entrance, because I don't have Frostfall installed. No, instead of that, it's more like, I will freeze to death if I go up the mountain, so I'm going to dress warm. And it's a little mixture of the Scarl outfit from Dragonborn DLC, and it's got some of the, like, Stormcloak boots, I think it is, and some bandit gauntlet stuff that's like warm but still lets him grab hold of things. So that's a nice outfit. So Urbran has got a lovely design to him. He's very detailed and he's dead. So just like before, he's dead. He's over here, and this took me a good 10 sodding minutes to get him placed how I needed him, and now he is up against the rock. Still not quite how I wanted, but he's got the... oh yeah, this has a name now. He has the artifact next to him. This is a dead torch to begin with, which is called Old Artifact, and then you progress and learn what the name of it is. So let me remember, because we're keeping Froslinger the sword, but it's not going to be the key component to the mod anymore. Andean's got his own staff. It's nothing fancy. Hang on. That's better. Torch. Where's my torch? So it is called Verglassen. Why? Well... Let me educate you, because I can't remember. A thin coating of ice or frozen rain on an exposed surface is what the word verglass means. I'm learning a lot of words lately. It's fantastic. So then SimSim came up with just make it like add a bit on the end, Verglassen, and it worked, and it's got a ring to it. So we've got Frosling and we've got Verglassen as the two things. Laptop broke a few days ago, disk drive decided to die on me, and now I'm waiting for replacement. That's a load of balls. Yeah, that's nuts. So that's called that. A lot of the start of this is going to go the same. Basically, what I've mainly done is I've imported the beginning quest from the old version, but it's not 100% in play just yet. So the main quest has been redone. The sort of stages that you run through and the stuff that you do mostly is the same. The dragon, of course, is going to change. And what I want to do today is shift focus a little bit, at least to start with, and we're going to put together some scripty stuff for the entrance. Dark Dragoon, welcome to the stream. And I'm hoping to probably explain to you all as easy as I can, sort of. Okay, here's the old script that oink yoink. Here's the old script that controlled like all of the rising of the tower, the breaking out of the stone for the dragon, or in this other version's case, him just appearing out of nowhere, which was dumb. It's managed very poorly, and the reason is I wasn't using much in the way of stage checking of the quest, and rather a stupid manually set global variable that if it was cocked up by any script, it would break everything. But basically what you get is the receptacle. You can go up to that at any time, and it needs to, depending on the situation, be able to basically let you put something in it or not put something in it, or tell you it hasn't got a clue what it is. So if you just go up to it before the quest, it's like, I don't know what this is, and you can't do anything with it. But then if you go up to it during the quest, depending on what's happening, if you're fighting the dragon and there's something in it, then it's got to basically be like, no, the thing's stuck, it won't come out. Things like that. So it's a terrible system. It's a long-winded script. It's a lot of bollocks. It needs to go, and it needs changing. This was all running outside of the quest, and I want to run a lot more of the scripts inside the quest, which I think is the reason why in some of my past mods I get so many issues with things not clinging together with the quest right, like things not triggering and happening for people. So, oh, it's a good cup of tea, that is. We want to basically overhaul this. I've got myself some notes if I didn't delete them. Here we go. Basically what I've done is what you kind of call pseudocode. It's not code, but it's logic based sort of write up of how you think it's gonna pan out, and then you put it in and actually, well, you in this case script it. So the logic I'm sort of running off is when the receptacle's dead and you go up to it, and the quest is, well, dead receptacle, active receptacle. I think that doesn't matter regardless of what it is, but we'll have 2 stages of the script that trigger depending on if it's dead or alive. But if the quest isn't running, or if you're lower than stage 20, it's just not going to do anything. If you are in stage 20 or 25, then it will say that the artifact appears, it appears to be a receptacle and it's inactive. And then if you've got the artifact and you're between those stages, then it says like you can't put it in. But if you've got the artifact with the attachment on it, which I'll show you shortly, then it'll wake up the dragon. Then it goes to, well, if you're in the middle of the dragon fight between stages 26 27, then it will be like you can't get it out, it's stuck. And then once the fight's over and you activate it again, it picks up that you're at stage 30-31, and then it makes the tower go and rise out the mountain. Stage 40 is where it's like, I'm done, don't need you no more. But I might make use of the receptacle again later on. And also the quest has famously stopped here. It's like, there's the tower, best of luck, can't be bothered to do any more quests. I want to expand it. I'd like to have a think about where the quest can lead, and maybe guide you through elements of the tower first, and give you like a sort of walk-through guide of let's discover this bit, let's discover this bit, let's stab this in the eye, and then eventually it'll be like, okay, Now you know the tower, you know the ropes, you know what's going on. So then it lets you loose, and it's like now you can build what you want, do what you want, pay for what you want, recruit who you want, do whatever you want to do. That'd be better. Sudoku Papyrus, a lot like the situation where a plan doesn't survive 5 seconds on the battlefield. It should be alright. I've scripted this too many times before. Essentially, the first stage that I usually do here, I drag stuff across that I'm going to need, and then as I'm dragging it across, I actually make it in the kit if it's missing from the old version. So I'm hoping that I don't need to close this and reload the old version. But you know what? Before we get in to doing anything, you know what? Yep, sod it. Let's close this. Let's close all this. This crashes, by the way, because I have to disable audio because it's decided that I can't have audio on unless it'll crash every like 10, 15, 20 minutes. Thanks, Skyrim. Fuck off. Die. There we go. Right. So what I want to do, I want to check. I should have the 64-bit Why Bother installed. Yes, there we go. So would you like to unpack it? No, thank you. I believe I've already done that. I have indeed. I've already gone ahead and done it. I haven't set up the 64-bit Creation Kit layout though, so that's going to be interesting. Let's pull this over here. If you're wondering why I've got so much screen real estate, it's because I'm now running an ultra wide, which is great for me, terrible for you to actually be able to see anything. Let's see. Let's just pull that down, make the window humongous. Bigger is better in my book. And then view, preview window, and we'll squeeze. Let's do something with this. I've no idea what the dimensions of the other one quite were. This is trying to load the render nuts. The render stuff. Go there. Don't be a lemming. Why is it doing this? Just oh, wow. It's lagging like a dying ostrich. What are you doing? Stop. Every time I touch the render window, it reloads the effects. This is why I don't want to use this. Right. Let's drag you down there. Let's do another object. I think it's, you do it this way. Create new object. There we go. Then scale your AS down. Move you over there. Squeeze you up to there. Put you there. Squeeze you over into that gap. Push that over and then watch it die. Right, and then we'll close it. And then we'll load it again. And then hopefully it's remembered all the window positions. Yay! Fantastic. Other than that one always slides over and I don't know why. And then what we want to do is we want to take our ESP from here, you'll see, and we want to dump it loose. Only temporarily though. And we want to do loading that one. Nuts. I haven't got the Creation Kit fixes on. Fuck. This might take a while. Well, you bet I haven't done the ini changes either. Wow, this is just going to error the fuck out, but it doesn't matter. There's only one thing I need to do with it. Oof, that makes me very, very warm, that cup of tea. Let's have a look. Oh, fanning my faith. Okay. Let's see, run again. Script for moving static objects came in helpful. I was doing moving statics and stuff. Do you know about if something doesn't move, that you need to edit the NIF and then make it so that it can move, so that the collision follows it? I don't know if I've shown that in a video. Now what I want to do, I just want the face gen data. That's basically what I'm looking for, so I'm just going to control F4. It's meant to do it automatically whenever you load the kit, but I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. So control F4, and then we will see if it's created what I needed, and it looks like it jolly old has. Fan-tickling-tastic. That's what we want. And then the other thing that we want to do is we probably want to make a section for this now. I'm just going to call this one Corinthia Tower. Hello, what's wrong? What?
Can you pull the 24 pin out?
Why? You can't pull the 24 pin out.
No.
Let me create this folder structure. Character. You know what? I don't know why I'm doing this, because I could have just copied the whole thing, because Corinthia Tower is the only one in there, and even if it wasn't, I could just delete what was. Too late now. I'll do it for the other one. Then we'll paste that in there. And then that is going to need to copy and then open up the window for this sucker. Oh, nuts. Hang on. Paste that in there. Place. And then we're going to go all the way back. And we're going to go into textures and we're going to copy this. This is what I should have done for the meshes. And then we're even going to go ahead. Pardon me, my apologies. And then we're going to put that in. Yeah. Textures copy, oh fantastic. That's not what we wanted. Do that. Skip. What do you mean skip? Skip you in a minute. This is ridiculous. What's it doing? It's all in there. Oh, my brain. So it's because I need to put it in development. I need to put it right into development. So I want to do actors and then paste that. So what we've got it in our development folder, and then we want it inside of the thing. What we want to do is we want to get this and we want to copy it, and then we want to open mod organizer. That's what I'm after, so that we can see it when we pop in game. Hang on, let's go right down there. Let's right click that. Let's open that in Explorer. Let's paste that in. Job's a good one. Oh, hang on. And then open Explorer, and I might as well do the other stuff that's currently probably not up to date. I'll paste that in, let it overwrite, and then data and textures, and paste that in and let it overwrite. Be with you in a moment. Meshes, textures, and then scripts, CT, be those ones. I'm pretty sure most of this is here, but I want to make sure. So the sounds should be fine, and then the ESP was literally just copied from earlier on, but 7 minutes past doesn't seem right. So that one was saved then. Replace that on there, and then I want to go. I just want to close this, assuming that it's done it. Let that die off, and then I want to go back to special edition data folder, and I want to get rid of that. And then that we want to keep for sudo, that we want to keep there, that, and then I will be back momentarily.
Battery fully charged. Battery fully charged.
Battery fully charged. Good. Who's buzzing my buzzables? Okay. Hup! Hup! That's better. Okay. So, I think we're ready. I think we're ready to give it a go. I would like to know how far this actually gets. So I'm going to pause the music, I'm going to ramp up the audio, and I'm going to go for it. We're going to see how far we get until the quest dies, because I think there's loads of stuff still missing. Come on, Piggy Tails, up the stream. Move my head to sit forward a bit. When it sits on my head in a certain way, it gives me a headache. Okie dokie. Right, hang on. I need space. The final frontier. Actually, you know what? Actually, player dot set level to fucking payer. It's because something was in the way. Right, there we go. Player dot set level to 20, and then we're going to go to my favourite place anywhere in the world. Okay. Hi, this is DarkFox127 and welcome to Riverwood. Riverwood is the best place in the universe until you hear this silly old cow going off on one again about the goddamn dragon.
Good now, mother.
Right. Come at me, bro. Why haven't you got your hood up?
Come here. Let me see your face.
Well, that's the first
Thank
time
you.
I've seen that work.
Here, this is for you.
Well, thank you very much. Who are you and what the what do you want?
Please. We do not have much time.
God damn, he looks so much
It's all
cooler.
in this note.
Hooded elf. Wait, what?
Now, I'm afraid I must leave you.
Oh, baby, that worked like a charm.
You there. The Dawn Guard is looking for
Fuck
anyone willing to
off.
fight against the growing vampire menace. What do you say?
I say, why don't you go and hunt down a lemon and suck it? Why are you touching an old woman there? What is wrong with you, child? His sister looks horrified. I imagine it's his sister. I mean, if it's not his sister and it's... Woo! This is interesting. I'm not sure this is safe for Twitch. This is not. How long is he going to keep this up? Can you tell this kid to stop that, please? You are not really going to join in, are you? Oh, you're going to watch? So we've got an audience... You're going to join in. It's okay. You're holding her hand to let her know everything's fine. He's putting his hand in a completely sanitary location. Not only have we killed this old woman in a very sudden manner, but we're now going to just defile her corpse. This is just disgusting. I mean, I've done some shit in my day, but this child takes it to another level. This is wrong. Yeah, I know, Gerda. It's disgusting. I had the same reaction. Pretend it didn't happen and walk away. This is disgusting. I'm leaving. I'm not being a party to this. I will put my hand up and say that I killed the woman, but I did not do what came afterwards. That is none of my doing. Anyway, that is disgusting. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I need a drink. Hello. Anyway. Damn. Right.
Orgnar. Orgnar, are you listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch.
Are you dead? Oh, no, it's him. Oh.
Did you hear me?
Yep,
You're that
ale's
visitor
going
been
bad.
poking around. I guess you don't have potatoes in your
Go
ears
away.
after all.
Right.
Just make sure we
I
get a
actually,
fresh
you know
batch.
what? I thought I needed to come in
Come
here
on in. Just open.
to kick the question, but we just had it. Anyway, seeing that has disturbed me greatly. Right, let's see. So we go into here now that I can remember what I was doing. I was approached by a mysterious Altmer. He handed me a note and teleported away. I've rewritten some of this, by the way. It seemed like it was written by a 5-year-old before. He was reluctant to tell me who he was or why he tracked me down and urged me to read the note. Read the note. So now we can read the note. We're not going to read the note because the note needs changing because it's wrong now because it doesn't go with the new flow. But what it will do is say, after reading the note, I heard the Altmer's name. I learned. Read it. Learned. I'll figure that out. The Altmer's name was Andean. He has been tasked with delivering an ancient artifact to me. Apparently, it's the key to an old sanctuary. On me, that, to my surprise, was intended to be passed down to me along with a strange gem accompanying the note. Before Andean was able... Oh, read it! Don't stop it! I'm just making it up as I go along. Before Andean was able to deliver the artifact to me, a man named Urbrand stole the artifact and is bound for the Winterhold Mountains in search of the sanctuary. I should follow him and retrieve what is mine. I tell you, I'd be terrible at Let's Plays. Maybe I shouldn't bother. Jeez, I can't read. It's ridiculous. And then the help thing came up, which I didn't read because I wasn't waiting for it.
Believe that your dog is a frostbite spider.
Oh, Frodnar, have we stopped fondling the elderly? Fantastic.
Oh, yeah? And what would you rather do? How about...
Didn't get rid of the evidence, though, did we, Frodnar? No. Well, I will help you with... Excuse me. I will help you with that. We will teach old Frodnar a little lesson.
Careful with that.
Me be careful with it? Seriously? Wow. I'll be careful with it. Hang on. Swing and a miss. No. Perfect shot. That should wash down the river and the dog...
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
Oh, God. What is it?
Let's see.
It's not something to do with
I
cats,
have a letter
is it,
here
by
for
any
you.
chance?
There's a new museum opening up in Dawnstar.
Oh, no, it's not.
The owner is asking me to hand out invitations to travelers.
Ah, a letter from the Jarl.
Moving up in the world, eh? Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Good. Can you leave me alone now?
Beyond
Oh,
imagining.
not this shit.
I
Oh,
found
for the
these
love
words
of
inscribed
God.
in ancient dwarven ruins in the Reach. I believe they mark the entrance to a forgotten city. My brother went in a few days ago and hasn't returned. I need someone I can count on to go in after him and bring him back alive.
I can't.
I've heard great
I was
things
going to
about
say I
you,
can
which is
read,
why
but
I'm
maybe this
asking
audio is
for
exactly
help.
what I needed.
I'll be waiting for you in the ruins. Please hurry. And
Please,
remember,
hurry.
riches beyond imagining.
Riches beyond
Yes.
imagining. That's what Urbrand went for, but we're about to discover what happened to that tit when he tried that. So let's have a look, because it has marked it. Fantastic. So it'll mark it, and then I'm going to go to Snow Point Bacon. That's where... Actually, should I? No. No, we'll just go to CT entrance. And I forgot the one. There we go. CT entrance 01. Yeah, Forgotten City. It's great, but I didn't want to listen to it now. Okay, so anywho. Welcome to the stream, Scoop Dog. Mandora, welcome to the stream, unless I've already welcomed you. I don't remember anymore. When you see people fondling old ladies, it really does just knock your focus. Let's see. So now, I don't have the old Quantia Tower installed, so we can see what it looks like, which is great. Oh, bugger it. I haven't linked the lights. Oh, it's really annoying. Pretend them lights aren't there, because it should be off. But anyway, the tower, here's the entranceway. It's cool. The Erbrand's then dead there, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So he's got the variable thing, a dead version sat there, and then he's got his knapsack and his lantern. Oh, not these guys again. What are you doing here? That is not... That, oh, I don't know. So then... Also, what is going on? What have you done? Can you do this a different time if you're incapable of pulling your own computer apart? I'll help in a bit. I'm busy now. I'm literally in the middle of this. Give me 10 minutes. You know I was going to stream. You ought to know be able to do it. You just got to give it a good wobble. A wobble is what it needs. Yeah, dragon looks nice. Put the old frozen to stone dragon back. The tower is in place now, exactly where it needs to be. So we did it just a little earlier and it should be alright. But the really cool thing, I'll show you after we've sort of seen how far the quest goes. So it's telling me to travel to the mountains of Winterhold, so hopefully it triggers. Yes, that does trigger. That's good. Search for clues about the sanctuary. So if you pause it again, I've made it to the Winterhold Mountains and found what appears to be a portal of some kind. However, it seems to be inactive. There's also what appears to be the corpse of Erbrand. He must have frozen to death due to the harsh conditions, expecting that he would have entered the sanctuary before running out of supplies. I've also located the artifact Andean spoke of. I should claim the artifact and search the area for information about how to access the sanctuary. So this is a teeny bit, and you can do what it says, which you probably won't. We can have a search. So let's have a look at Erbrand. So it's randomizing his equipment, which is nice. If you've got mods installed, it's gonna do leveled list stuff, which is kind of interesting. So Argonian blade, that's cool. Tunic, bracers, guard boots. It's put a skull coat on him. I didn't really want that to be lootable, so that might be something to change, because you're not in the place for it. Septims and a woodman's axe is interesting. He's meant to just have some sort of weapon, basically, to batter things over the head with. So that's on himself, and then everything else that's a bit more chunky goes into his knapsack. So you open that up. You've got an empty water bottle, you've got goat's cheese, you've got his journal, you've got moon sugar, you've got a potion of plentiful healing. So it's randomising a lot of this stuff again. A quill, because he would have had to write into his journal. I'm going to really try and flesh out a bit more of a journal. Before it was like a note, which was a bit shit, because it was like, why would he have written that note and then not actually had any way of sort of sending it? Doesn't make sense. A journal makes sense. So yeah, more septims and skooma and bits and bobs like that, because he's a naughty boy, so he's got some naughty things. And hopefully we read the journal, so I can pick it up and I'll read it, and when I read it, it should progress. Text here. So as you can see, very detailed, long thing. I'm not going to read it all. Oh wait, just did. Right. So now it says place for Verglassen in the receptacle. So searching around what must be the entranceway to the sanctuary, I found a journal belonging to Erbrand. He speaks of how he helped Andean pass through the border into Skyrim unnoticed, with the intention of stealing the artifact once they made it through. What am I hearing? Erbrand waited for the right moment and stole the artifact, hoping he would be able to access the sanctuary and make a profit from whatever is inside. I feel like this is way better than it was before, and I'm putting a bit more of an interesting logical story to it, like the reason why Andean would have wanted this guy to help him or put any trust in him is so that he could get through the border. The reason he'd need to get through the border, even though he's a powerful wizard, is he doesn't want to attract any attention, and he needed a way to sneak through, because if he was coming from outside Skyrim back into Skyrim, yeah, he'd need a good way through. So who better to ask than a smuggler or somebody that comes up who like overhears a couple of things and says, I'll get you through the border. So the sanctuary is said to be a large wizard's tower hidden beneath the mountain. Placing the artifact named Verglassen into the receptacle at the base of the portal entrance should reveal the location of the tower. Erbrand's plan may have worked if he wasn't missing the gem that Andean kept hidden and passed on to me. I should reattach the gem to Verglassen and place it into the receptacle. So it now asks you to put that in. It makes more sense. It's better. So what it's done, because you've read the book, you know the name of the actual thing that's on the floor, that if we checked it, would have been called Old Relic. I'm hoping it's different. That hasn't worked. That's a shame. I should have renamed it, but not the end of the world if it doesn't. I might not bother with that. And yeah, so you know that it's a wizard's tower, and you know what the name of the object is. So if you don't follow this, then it won't guide you more in terms of what you actually need to do, and it will also, if you don't read this, you just won't know the names of things, so it will be worded differently. So if I grab this, then this is where the quest halts and stops, because I don't think we've done anything else of what we need. Now, the other thing I've got to consider is equipping it. That's fine. So you can see it's off. It won't actually light anything. It's dead. It's just dead as a dodo. So it's a torch, but it didn't do anything. It's also got a sound to it, which I don't want when it's off. So the other thing we've got is the gem, which is really freaky. That's obviously not worked very well, but yeah, I might have to do some work with that, because it doesn't like spinning around, but you could kind of get through a bit. Basically, the bit that goes on the end of this is like a contained little gem thing, which is really cool. And then you'll be able to activate that gem, put it on. But because there's nothing on it right now, we can't actually do anything with it. But you can see, yeah, here we go. So if you rotate it, you can kind of see that it's a cool frosty gem thing, and that was missing. So that's what you got given from Andean. And then what you do, you activate that inventory, and then you plonk it on, which is really cool. But that's it. That's sort of where it stops. But the one other thing that I wanted to show you all, which was a feature in the old version, and is returning, just looks stunning now in this edition. Let me have a look. I'm just going to show you this, and I'm going to go and sort this mess out, and I'll be back. No, I'm not calling you a mess. I'm calling the situation a whole mess. So I'm going to try and clean the weather up a bit, because I'm just going to wait around until we got better weather. You can probably see the tower there, because we've got a nice day. You can see the tower in the distance, essentially. Maybe I'll wait till like the afternoon or night time, but yeah, there you go. So you can see the tower in the distance. If you've got as heavily modded game as I do, with all the good fog effects, it's a lot better. If you've got a not so well modded game, you'll probably get a bit more standing out tower, but you can sort of see it in the distance, as you can see on my modded game at least. Yeah, that's better. You can actually see it just like popping up from the clouds. It's really cool, and then you can go obviously right up to it and get to it. So it's got full LOD. It's a bit of a hefty mesh, probably about 10 meg, but totally worth it. Shouldn't cause any problems. So there we go. So we know what the next step really is that we kind of need to work on. There's a couple of things that I'm going to need to fix. I don't know if I'll do them now. And then, yeah, we'll sort of progress on with the quest, getting things to work. So I'll be back in a couple of moments. Okie dokie. Right, I should hopefully now be sorted. Let's put some music back on. Let's knock it down. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to have a look at the sound that we had coming from the torch that we didn't really want, because we don't want it to sound like it's actually doing something. It's for both. I was in Special Edition just, but I'm modding it in Legacy and then porting it when it's finished. If it gets finished. I'm not going to promise anything on this one. Legionnaire, welcome to stream. Converting all the mobs into SC. I've got a video for you if you check out the channel. Should cover most things. And then if you want an additional resource of info, you can check out the video that Dirty Weasel did, because his is pretty good as well. As you might find, they both cover slightly different bits. Right. So. Oops. So let's go to the exterior and let's have a little look. I'm gonna go to my torch firstly. That's that thing. It's actually it's the one that's dead that we want. So that's it's interesting. That's no object. That's weird. I don't know what that one's for. Off by default. That's interesting. I'll ignore that because I don't actually need it. I just want to get rid of that sound. So I just select it and then do nothing. That should fix that. And then the gem was a bit freaky, but there's not a lot I can do there really. I'll have a quick look at it. So if we do data, meshes, CT, artifacts, and then I have a look at the gem. So it's done really. Yeah, it's because of all these fancy effects, the way that the nodes are all done up, it spins like mad. There's probably nothing we can really do about that. But you can also drop that on the floor. I've done all the havoc for it. And collision. Collision was a bit of a bitch. I just had to use the collision for a black soul gem resized. So you can see. So that's just what it can use as reference to just bounce on the floor and stuff. So if I drag it in. That's wrong one. I need to drag it in from here. So if I do gem, drag that in, bring it up, and then turn the lighting off, and then do that, you can actually drop it on the floor. Which would be a bad idea, because then you'd lose it, and you wouldn't get back in the tower. But what we want now, obviously we're not even interested in the receptacle just yet. We would like to look at the gem. So there should have been a script with the old version for the gem. So I'm going to take a look. Let's have a look at the source. So should be something for that thing under CTTFL rather than CT. So let's see, what have we got? I really should load the old version if I want to get this done a little quicker, because I just know what it's called. There's the old receptacle script. It's not really what we're looking for. And then do we want it on the... Let me check if the quest is... If it has an alias for this thing... quest aliases, and then let's see. So it's a tidy way of doing it. So player location thingy, Andy note, tower, Urbrand, because this can refer to these instead. Old artifact, no, I don't think we've got it. So the gem is actually, I believe, being created. In which case, I think I might just put that script on the gem, because it doesn't do anything quest-wise, I don't think. Let me check the stages. So that was searching around. Once I've reattached the gem, realising the gem handed to me by Andean was a crucial component. So there's not a stage that says attach the gem. In which case, putting this on the gem does make sense. So it just has its own little script that does its thing. So if we add a new script to this, and then we'll just call it CT gem attach. And then we edit that, keep that over here. Like I said, I'd like to know, there would have been a script on the old one in order to do it. It's probably called pommel because it wasn't gem. I don't see it. Ah, Frostlinger pommel, that'll be the one. And then I'll pull that over here. I've got two open. Hopefully you can read that. Let me know if you can't read it. I'll zoom it in one. Have you ever thought about writing a game from scratch in Unreal? Nah, I had to play around in Unity and learned a bit of C#, but didn't have any real good ideas. It's not something I could dedicate enough time to. I'm just comfortable in CK. I don't really want to get full into game development, to be honest. I think I'm just going to keep it at modding as a, well, say a light hobby. Bit small. Okie doke. Let's go yoink. Because I can do this is great. I mean, ultra wide's not a problem if I can zoom the Creation Kit text in, but nope. Fucking Creation Kit is just a set UI scale and it's crap. That should be a lot better for you all, because the scripting is one of the key bits I think that you at least want to be able to read. I mean, reading every little niggly bit in the CK doesn't matter so much. The render window is the most important bit, and I imagine when we're in game you can see everything pretty nice. So any hooter rootin' bootin'. What have we got here? That's the wrong one. That's the mess we're going to get into in a bit. This is what we want. So what we've got here, I did go into like putting all tooltips on stuff, but I'm honestly sick and tired of doing it, and it's just not fun. I feel like most of what I'll be implementing into this mod that anyone would want to pull out is either as a resource already, in a video somewhere, or in another mod that has all the tooltips. So, I mean, I'd include the source so people can use it as reference, but I'm not going to be keeping all these tooltips in anymore. Two reasons to have your tooltips. Number one is obviously for yourself to remember what you're doing, but I know how most of this works anyway. It shouldn't be something I have to remember and figure out. And once it's done this time, it's done. I'm not revisiting. And number two is obviously for other people to learn from it. So if somebody dug into this, they'd be like, oh, that's what this is, that's what this is. But as you can see, I should say commenting tooltips is, I suppose these are tooltips when you hover over in the CK. Then when you actually get into putting like this kills the granny, I don't know, it's like that's just commenting where it's understanding what the script's doing, but I'm not going to bother with any of that. It's also, I suppose the third reason is if you work in a team and somebody else needs to be able to pick up your work and then do something with it, but I'm a solo kind of man. So like I said earlier, I'm going to pull in the properties first, but I'm first going to check what this is doing. So I've got here trans-tut. Seems a bit weird. The global, which determines whether or not the tutorial for the sword power has yet been shown. This here, load of shit. Shouldn't be needed. Should only ever happen once anyway, and even if it was able to happen again, you can actually set it on the help message.show help message. One of these here tells the game how many times it's allowed to show. So the fact that I use that is just laughable. That should not have been used. So already we're going to be taking away an if statement because it's like, so that's not needed. Also, I've got a global variable for tutorial checks. I don't care. They're showing regardless. I'm not doing a mod configuration menu for this anymore. Everything's going to work within game interactable. So that's immediately gone. So we're going to just like dig out what we don't want. So message, help message, that's fine. What I would like to do is open up one of the scripts that I did just earlier on, because I can sort of use it as a guide for how I've been sort of doing my naming schemes. So What one was it? Would it have been the note? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. It was all so long ago this morning. That's gem attached. That's the one I'm editing. Note is handed from Andean. I don't know. Where is it? Andean Vanish? Is that the one? No, I don't know. One of these. Meet Andean. Now, one of these has got it on it. I don't know which one, but it's pissing me off. I've got mine. Yeah. Have it. Take it away. So we're going to take this to replace this, and this is the naming scheme I'm going to use. So message, and instead of Andean's note, this is the message for attach gem. And then the other thing we're going to want to steal is obviously just a little bit of script itself, just to save my brain. And this, instead of Andean's note, is obviously going to be attach gem. And I'll sort of run over it afterwards and just make sure we know what's happening. So CT attach gem. That'll be ag. CT help message attach gem. That's fine. It's moaning because it's not in anything yet. But this is going to end up being on equip, so let's just put that in so it stops bitching at me. Whoopsie. I'm typing at a weird angle. I really need to get a TKL version of this keyboard because I'm actually... it's too long. So that's in there. So we've got that. Then what we're doing is we're referring to the object itself. So this thing is called CT artifact gem. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So misc object property, and it's going to be CT artifact gem. That's the one that we want there. Then we've got, what are we using that for? So we're doing that bit, we're removing it. We're also doing a check, which is interesting to see when you activate it if you actually have what you need, which kind of makes sense. So we also would like to know if you have what you need, which is a light source. It's technically a light. So this is going to be swapping out the weapon property. So what it's called, so we actually want to find the light that we're expecting the player to be holding, which should be like frost torch off. There it is. So it's CT frost torch off. By putting the exact names, it means it'll all autofill. So when we add the script, we just click one button and everything fills in. It works like a charm. The text clear. Oh yeah, if you're on a 42-inch, you're pretty close to it. You'll read it. Sorry. The ultra wide might fall down a bit on streaming, but for everything else, it's amazing. Let's have a look. So that's what we wanted for that. We've got that there. That will replace the weapon. We've got the dead and we've got the full. What we've got here is we've got the dead, and then we actually want to hand over the proper full version. So I want to add that in, and instead of off, we clear that out. And what we do is we'll copy this bit of a line of script in. We'll shift this along. We'll do now that's interesting. Get game.getPlayer. Why are we doing getPlayer? No. We might be doing getPlayer if something uses it that needs to use getPlayer as opposed to a reference, but I think we're not doing that. So instead of using game.getPlayer, anywhere that you can, just use object reference player ref. It's quicker. Better for the code. So what we actually want to do is instead of get player, we want to do player ref dot get count, and then instead of frostlinger dead, we want torch off. So does the player have torch off more than or equal to 1? Technically, you should only be able to have the 1. And if you do, then it's basically going to take that thing. I don't know why I'm copying it. I could probably type it out quicker, but I just want to make sure this is done in a nice way. So we're going to take that, replace that, true. Now add it in, it's going to take it away. So what it wants to do, get the item count, wants to remove it sneakily, and then it wants to add in the new one. So what we've got here, remove and then add. Remove add, if remove add. Why is it doing an additional check here? Because this is weird. So the other thing that it's doing is getting your equipped weapon. If it's equipped, it's going to do something else. So what it's doing, it's removing it, and then it's checking if it's equipped. Otherwise, it's doing some other shit. So basically, I think what it is I was trying to do a thing where oh no, okay. This transmogrifier is to do with switching the switching from one-handed to two-handed. That's not the case anymore with this thing, so that can actually completely go from here. We don't need any of this transmogrification shit. And then the help message would have been to show hate and transmogrify. Again, we don't need that. Interesting, actually. That means the help message isn't needed at all. Yeah, help message isn't needed at all. So we don't even need that, because there's not actually something to teach in this instance. It's something that's going to do. So we can actually completely get rid of that, meaning that this will be remove the torch frost, and then it's got to, so it'll just be player f dot add item, and then it will be, so it's going to remove the off version, and it's going to give us the happy version 1, and true means it's not going to come up as a notification. It's going to sneakily switch it, because we don't want you to know it's been switched. We want you to feel like what you've got is being changed. And what it does is it gets equipped, and it sees if you've got it equipped. So I think that might be handy to have. So basically, if you had it equipped, it'll make sure that it's re-equipped, so it will be a bit more seamless of a change. So if we do else, fa la ba la la di 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 di, it's trying to automatically do stuff, and it's wrong. It doesn't know what I'm trying to do. Spread this out, makes it much easier to understand. So it's basically saying, is this equipped? If it is, then blurp. Get weapon equipped. So that's not a weapon. So what I want to do is get equipped. So got this shortcutted anymore. Script reference, equip, so that's for equipped itself. Get equipped object, equipped item type, equipped object, equipped shield. Turns the object currently equipped in a specific location, so left hand, right hand shout. Do you not only equip torches in a specific hand? And is it not the right hand? Pretty sure it is. Nah, you won't see anything if you watch on mobile. Sorry. Pretty sure it's right hand, isn't it? I can't even think now. I think it is. So what we'd do, we'd check 1. So we'd basically do form equipped weapon is that, but we'd do 1. Player ref. So not form. Is it light equipped item equals player ref dot equipped object 1? And then if it is equipped, yeah, I think it is right. Then debug. This is going to let me know that it knows what it's doing. Well, the thing is, that's saying equipped is equal to a thing. Is equipped. Does the actor have the specific item equipped? If that is equipped, that'll be the better method. This we do not need. If game.getPlayer, so let's see if we can change that to player F dot get equipped. Whoops. Is this one of them instances? Yes, that's why we were using it. We don't want player F anymore. We actually want to use import game, so we don't have to state game everywhere that we use it. And then we want to put get player. I want to just use that in places. It's completely wrong in terms of how this should be, all the uppercase I keep using, but it's just cleaner for my brain. It's how I like to script. Player F, so get player. You know what? I think I might want to do this. Actor, the player is equal to get player, because otherwise we're doing that every time, and that's really, really bad. So it's just going to import game, and it's going to do the player, and then it's basically going to do, if it's equipped, I mean, regardless what it's going to do, it's going to remove the old one, which is why that was up top on there. And then it's going to decide what it does. So it's going to decide if it basically re-equipped something afterwards. So it's going to do remove and add, and then it's going to do the whole equipping situation. So yeah, either way, remove, add. So either way, it's gonna add the item and then do its thing. So I think we can just put this in here, and then we basically just do the whole the player. Whoa! Somebody can't type. The player did equip item, and it's going to have to be this thing. False true. Don't know what the false true is, but it's basically going to go if else. Nope. Whoopsie. Yep, no else needed. It's just going to re-equip it if it was originally equipped. So if it's equipped. So here's the problem though. What it's going to do is remove and add an item. It's not actually going to get to the point where it checks the equipping. This needs to make sure this is going to do the equipment check before it does anything else. So it doesn't really... It wants to remove the... It's got to remove the pommel, and then it's got to do the item change. So hang on a minute. There's two things that we need to remove. There's one thing that we need to remove regardless. So let me fix my brain, because what we've got here is the artifact gem is what we need to remove sneakily. Actually, no. No, yes. We're going to do all of it sneakily. So we're going to remove the gem, and then we're not going to actually remove the torch. I'm going to do function, just so this is... oh, you big turd crack. Right, what is it doing? Stop it! Right. It's all over the place. Thinks it knows better than me. So we're going to do... I'll do item swap, I'm going to call it. So this will be end function item swap, and basically what it's got to do this regardless. It's got to take off the old and bring in the new, and then it's got to do its thing. So remove torch frost. Now that I don't know why that's moaning at me now. Because the player is up here, it's not restated. So at least we're only calling it a couple of times. So we'll do that. We'll remove and add. So what we want to do is we basically would like to do the whole remove the gem, and then if you've got it equipped, it's going to tell me so, and it's also going to then re-equip it after it's done the item swap. So that's only written once. It's a little bit of space saved. Otherwise, if it's not equipped, then it's basically just going to do straight up item swap. That's what we want it to do. So, anyone want me to run through this? Fresh 401 Gaming, welcome to the stream. Anyone want me to run through? Or, I mean, you know, I know how it works, but you guys may not. Share your mods, people. If anyone's working on a mod, share it in the Discord. Put it in Forge. I'm going to leave that there, so... No, nobody's fuss. Okie doke. Right, basically it works. All it's going to do is it's going to check to see when you activate the gem in your inventory, if you've got the item needed, and you know what, I'll run through it. So basically we just state in our properties, import game means that instead of putting game.getPlay, game.do this, game.do this, we only have to just put the do this. We don't have to keep stating game, because otherwise it's calling up a whole bunch of functions every time that it does it. So that's why we import game. Properties are just our bits and bobs that we're going to be referencing. We've named them exactly, so they'll autofill. And then we've got... So on equip, what this is going to happen when you go to equip something. So basically you activate it in your inventory. That's how I pull that sort of register up. And then instead of doing the get player again and again and again off of this, we're just going to do it once here and once here, because they're two separate things, a function and an event. It can't pull from the other. So what we do is we say that actor the player is going to be equal to that. So we've just got the player that we can reference. Makes things a lot easier, a lot more efficient. So then we go if, hello there. Good job I did go over it. I wouldn't have noticed that. So if the player dot get item count, so if the player has got more than or equal to 1 of the dead torch, so if they've got the dead item they need, then it's going to remove the gem regardless, and then it's going to do the item swap. But before it does that, it is going to make sure that if they've got it equipped, it's going to re-equip it. If they haven't got it equipped, it's just going to swap it out. So what it will do is if they've got it equipped, it will show me a debug to let me know that it knows how to detect it okay, and then it's going to do the function of item swaps that we didn't have to type this out in both here and here. It's just in one single function, typed out once, called twice. So the item swap will basically go call this again to get the player bit, and it will go remove the item, the old one, and add the new one, and it'll do it silently with true. And then if it's not equipped, like I say, it'll just do item swap, and then, you know, jobs are good. That's basically what it does. So lovely jubbly. No. Just share pictures. Don't share files, for Christ's sakes. No. Not if it's got resources. Take some pics. Share stuff. Hey everyone, download all this free shit I stole. No, we don't want to do that. So now I've just filled my properties in, and boom. Now, what we do have here is... yes, it's not linked with the quest at all. This isn't going to progress quest, so it doesn't need to do any setting of stage. That sets us up now to the point where we can walk up to the receptacle and go booyah. I'm hoping that this will work from accidentally doing the complete wrong thing. Balls. I was going to load it up and test it and see if it worked off our save, but it won't work at all if I am loading without having swapped out to the new ESP. So what I need to do is overwrite that once this has loaded and I've closed it, because I didn't actually want to load. Come on. It's a bit lower down. I'm probably breathing into it like... right, okay. Oh, bye Skyrim. I'm so sorry. I don't want to play you right now. Let's do paste in there. Overwrite. Nah, balls. See, this is why we test in Legacy usually, but Legacy looks... It's so ugly. But every time I make changes like this and want to test them, I then have to drag everything in. Which is really not very efficient, but hey ho. So at least that's what's changed, and then we can do stuff. Don't worry, you stick to law, don't stick to law, eye bleeding, not eye bleeding, good, bad, not too bad, doesn't matter, just you share your stuff. People can give you feedback or encouragement, and you know. TK compiles the mod, it pulls it so much. Which extra... Oh, I was reading that. Break the game. Okay, that's weird. CT. Whoa. Hold on. Hang on. That's not what I wanted. No. No, don't be a sausage. Let me load. That's what we want to load. I'll load that up. Blue. Yeah, I've got the gem in my inventory. As you can see, it did nothing. It did absolutely nothing. I do want to make sure that that is going to work before we get on to the next bit, so I'm actually going to have to quit and then we'll just sort of whiz through this. This shouldn't take long at all. So player.set level to... Oh, no. Let's do 12. Let's go to Riverwood. It's a safe bet. I like Riverwood. Blah, 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 blah. Come on, controller. Doesn't like waking up for some reason. I saw a dragon. Hello.
Come here. Let me see your face. Thank you. Here, this is for you.
Why are your eyes purple? I didn't make them
We do
purple.
not have much time. It's
Must be a
all in
mod.
this note. Now, I'm afraid I must leave you.
Now I'm afraid I must leave you.
You there.
You there. We're looking for douchebags. Let's do reading the note.
Growing back.
And then let's do CT entrance. Oh, I1. There we go. Yeah, press A to use unique items in your inventory. Da 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 da. I don't know why I crouched. Shh. Oh, I don't have the item because I'm an idiot. Oh, fantastic. That's why it didn't work. Ah, what an idiot. As you can see, it wasn't equipped, so it just swapped it. And then there's the glass. Oh, so beautiful. 'Tis a thing of beauty. It'll be even more beautiful if we could actually see. Let me wait till night time. Here we go. So much prettiness. So good. Let's see if I can load that save, because I knew it should have worked with the save. There was no reason why it shouldn't. And then what I want to do is I want to equip it. So this time I want it actually equipped. Hold artifact. And then I want to do that. That. God damn it. It don't want to work. I need to test the equip bit, so now we've got to do it again. Right, player.add item. No, player.set level, you move. What are you doing? Then get a Riverwood. Heavy on RAM. I don't know actually. Depends. I mean, if you run the special edition CK, it might be a bit. Oh no.
Come here, please. It's all in this note.
Come here, please. It's in this note.
I'm
Bye.
afraid I must leave you.
Shwada. Away you go. Be gone with you.
I've got better things to do than...
Okay. So it's time to whiz through the mod again. Let's go CT. Lost the ability to type. Lost the ability to do anything. Let's have a look. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Let's do. Should have worked, man. It should have worked. Why didn't it work? I don't know. No, get off. Boom. Oh, shit. No, I don't think I hate whatever mod is making him bow down like an idiot is really annoying. And I can't just disable it because of how it's tied into things. It's really annoying. I don't think we've actually done the equipping. So what we've done is we've said is equipped, then just show a notification, which I believe, I don't know. Did anyone see a notification? I don't know. Shit. Oh, let me just make sure that we can detect it and then I can actually change it. Otherwise, I'll just say sod it to the equipping check. It's such a small thing that we probably don't need. RAM usage, memory. Can you tell me how much I'm using? 12.5 gig. CK is using CK. Oh, CK's dead. Oh, fantastic. So that's without the CK running. But I am also streaming. CK killed itself. Damn. Okay, so if I've got this equipped... Stop doing that. Right. It hasn't really detected it. It's going to want to just unequip whatever you've got, essentially, I think. And then we won't bother re-equipping. So, is equipped. If that is equipped, player has that sword, then that would need unequipping. But it's not even past that check for some reason. So, if the player is equipped torch... Specifying a light can be carried, always return false, no matter if it's equipped or not, so it doesn't work for torches. To determine if an actor has a light equipped, use get item type equipped. Get item type actor torch 11. So if Bob get equipped torch, basically. So instead what we're going to do... Useful that I spotted that was there. So instead it's not Bob, it's the player. Get equipped item type 11, and then it said type 0, so that's going to be the hand, so it's going to be 1, isn't it? So 1, 11. 7 is a bow, we don't need that. And then what we want to do is basically remove get item equipped torch. Problem is that's checking if you've got a torch equipped, isn't it, really? I mean, the chances are that is the thing that you've equipped, so we'll just do it that way. And then we'll say that the debug notification pops up and it does the item swap. So not only would it do that, but it's going to need to unequip. So that's the other bit of this that we are going to want, is to unequip something, which will probably be on the last page. So unequip item. I reckon unequip item slot might be better. Unequip helmets. How do we know what slot to make it? I don't like that. What about torches? Nothing in there about torches this time. So prevent equipping would be false. So what we want to do here, false supply to unequipped tutu. So if it is equipped, then we want to do the... oh, fucking hell. This is getting really mad. The player dot unequip, and then we don't want tutu. We want to unequip that and let them equip it again, and then we want to do equip item. So we're going to let it show torch, hopefully. Well, debug that, do that, then we're going to do the item swap, and then, as you can see, player equip torch false true. I'm going to see how that goes. If it doesn't do the re-equip very well, then we're just going to say sod it. We're just going to do the straight up get rid of it sort of thing. So what we'd want to do here is get the gem attach script again. So that's the one here. And just overwrite it. So we're not making any CK changes. Climbing mod? I don't think a climbing mod would work with Skyrim. If you mean for like ladders and things like that, or mountain sides, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's probably some freaky translation stuff you could do, but you'd need like a custom animation that probably runs through Finis and stuff like that. I mean, if you're not sure if it's a possibility, it just depends what sort of knowledge you have or how much you're willing to dig through forums and learn, really, to attempt something like that. Bow before the glass. The glass needs to start working because I don't want to spend much more time on this. So I want to see if we've got this equipped. Will that detect it? Nah, it's not really worked still, has it? It hasn't seen that it's equipped. It hasn't even brought up like a notification or anything. So I'm just gonna say sod it to the whole equip thing, and I think what we'll do is we'll like try and just force an unequip. So we'll make sure they've just sort of unequipped it. So what we'll do is we'll move that. We'll take all of this. It's a bit of a shame. That would have been really neat if we could pull that off. I thought I had before, but maybe not. And then what we're going to want is, oops a doodle, let's just get rid of item swap bullshit and checking equips and torch crap. And let's just say, right, so if you've got that thing, then it will remove the gem, it will remove the old, it'll add the new, and then it'll unequip. So we want to force an unequip of the old torch. That's really what we want to do. We just want to make sure nothing freaks out too much. And then what we'll do is we'll just copy this, we'll paste that over, and then we'll just hope for the best and test it later. And what we'll do is we will move on to the next stage. So I'm going to close both of them. I'm going to close off Pommel. That's not something that we need anymore. I'm going to have that ready to rumble. I'm going to load this back up in the LECK. And we're going to see what we can do next. So cling to ledges, very doubtful that that would work. The only sort of edge detection that I think the game has is for things like nav mesh, where it can pick up what the edge of something is. But even if you could get it to detect a ledge and do like shimmying along ledges and stuff, that I just don't think it'd work well at all. You'd have a lot of clipping. Even if you could detect it and get it to start anything, I just don't think it'd work. Even like I say, something as simple as like ladder animations, I don't think I've ever seen that even done. Not to shoot ideas down, I mean, could be completely wrong. It might be possible. But something like that usually takes quite a bit of knowledge and experience. Let's have a look. So what we've got now, we've got this receptacle. So now I've got to make a bit of a decision in terms of where this is going to be controlled. So obviously the receptacle itself, that is going to... I think the script needs to go on the receptacle itself in this case, but I'm not 100% sure. Because basically if you're able to activate the receptacle just on its own, depends what the stage is. I think in this situation where the quest's not running or it's less than a certain stage, it's essentially a dead quest. And then what you're doing is you are then going to also be able to place the item into it anyway, and it's going to wake the dragon up. The waking up of the dragon is then going to trigger... this is going to be like a quest trigger. And at that point, it really needs to know if you're in between these stages. Now, when the tower rises, you do another thing. This is really, really interesting. I don't know... I'm not sure the best way of going about this, really. Because I sort of want... I think I'm going to have it on the actual receptacle itself, and then it's just going to refer to the quest that's going to do a lot of the busy work. So I think that's what I'm going to go with here. So I'm going to be stripping a lot of this out, but then still using it elsewhere. So the first thing that I want to do, very simple, there's going to be two versions of the receptacle. One I've got, one I haven't, and I'll have to add in. There is essentially an active version and a dead version. So this is a reference of it, CT portal receptacle. However, this is static currently. I want this to be an activator, so I'm going to have to change this into an activator. And I want to steal this name for the activator, so I'm going to call this static, which is probably never going to even be used after this. So what I want to do is do a new activator, give it the ID, receptacle. And this is going to use that fancy model that we've got there. So it's actually what I'm calling a console. I'm going to have a few of them in the mod. We'll use that there. It could, I don't know. I don't think I want it to have any sounds. And I'm going to have interact with the receptacle. So interact receptacle and confirm that there. And then what I want to do is Control F so we can swap this out, and then so I can change a static into a different type. So untick same base object type, give that a few seconds just to catch up, and then what I want to do is CT receptacle, or whatever it is that I've now called it. There it is. CT portal receptacle. Replace it with that, and then when I click on this, should be an activator. Yeah, activated with the same reference, so I haven't broke anything that I've already linked to it. And then on here, we are going to want a new script, and that's when it's going to start. So someone was interested about like RAM usage. Hang on. What am I using here RAM wise? Less than a gig. Probably double that for like the SE. That's not bad. So new script here is going to be CT receptacle. It's a simple one, really. Receptacle. There we go, receptacle. What we want. Glorious British lad. Welcome to the stream, Zim. How you doing? CT receptacle. Let's add that sucker in. Edit in here. It's placed it on the right. Lovely jubbly. And then I'm not going to bother doing the imports until I'm sure that I need them in. So just like last time, we're going to sort of run through here. So Falling Rock, I'm not bothered about. Dragon Guardian, I don't think I really need to mess with at all. Just sort of, I'm going to have this off screen, but I've got my notepad for reference here. I'm just going to change the stream music up because I think we've been stuck in a loop. And then we've got... So it's going to be doing a lot of artifact checking. So I don't think I need that. Is active. That's an interesting one because I think I want to use the same script for both of them. And then I just want to tell it which one it is. So the ball is probably a smart idea. So I'll do a ball, which is flick one way or the other. So it's going to be the ball property is active. And that by default is going to be false. So it's the dead one. And then what we're going to do is explosion, don't need that, boss state, don't need that, not going to use it anymore, CTTTDD revealed, whether the tower's been revealed, no, we'll check states for that stuff. This is going to get cut down massively, I hope. Quest related stuff, this is probably going to have a quest link in it. This certainly will need to connect with our main quest, so we're going to call this quest, whoops a doodle, quest main, there we go, okie dokie. And then what else have we got? So we've got the portal effects and all of that shit. No, that's all going to be managed elsewhere. We do need like static references for things, I think. This is going to be doing the whole go away, this doesn't work. It's going to be doing the checks for the items. It's going to be doing pointing at the quest to do its thing, but then it is going to have to swap things out when that happens. So I am going to do object reference property. I don't like lowercase, I don't know why. And then we're going to do property here, and we are going to set up. So this is going to be. Where the fuck have you gone? There it is. Right. CT ref receptacle. That isn't... yes. That might be something else that we need, actually. We need the link for the receptacle. And then we also need... one for what will be named the inactive version. Sick of using the word dead for stuff. That's really bad. And then inactive auto property. So we've got the receptacle, the live one, the dead one, and then we're also going to want sort of like we're going to want CT ref. I imagine it would be named after the thing itself. So it's this thing, like a static version of this. We only need one version. That's going to really cut this down quite nicely. So that's the static version of the frost torch itself, which is great. That's going to sort that. We don't need the explosion, don't need that. Anything that I miss here that I think I don't need and I need after, I can just add. Sound points, the players no, don't need that. Animation, so the reference of mid-tower. Rocks, don't need that. Balcony items, don't need that. Marker entrance, reference for the map mark with the tower. That's interesting, but no, we don't need that. Lucan at the entrance, don't need that. Portal active and portal dead, don't need that. Snow, no, don't need that. Portal trigger, activation of the main portal, no, don't need that. Player F we may very well need, so I'm just going to put that in regardless. Yeah, take the break from com. And then sound property for dragon screaming, rumble, tower rise, and vanishing. Don't really need any of that. And then Frozzinger versions and dead version, we've already got that. So we've got our properties in place. That's gone from all of that, which is going to be split out elsewhere, to just this so far, which is quite cleaner. And then we're going to have on activation, and then I'm going to put in end event because it bitches at me otherwise. And what we're going to do, we're going to have two versions. So if is active, and then else if it's not active, and then end if. So active, so before I'd do like is true, but you don't need that. Is active, it'll just go for the true. And then you can basically go, otherwise it's the opposite. Or you could do is active, that's opposite for inactive. So what we want in this case is active. I don't want to check the boss states. I want this to do a state check. So what we want to do is if the quest is not running, basically that's less than stage 20, essentially. So that will cover for all of that. What we want to do is ct quest dot get stage is less than 20. Oh, you bastard. I can't type. There we go. So, and we wanted that to be an if statement. So, if quest stage is less than 20, then it is going to say, well, it could say debug.message box or something, but I think that's poo. I think we're going to want a custom message box here. You know what? It really doesn't make sense. So let's just do debug.messagebox, and we'll just leave it at that. If we want something different afterwards, we can change it. And then what it's going to do is debug.messagebox. This receptacle appears. No, this appears to be a receptacle. This appears to be an inactive receptacle. And then we'll do else if. And the else if is going to be if the stage is something else. So if stage is what we're going to do, 20 or 25. So if the stage is it should work on equal to or less than 25. So equal to less than 25. I think that's how you do it. Or is it less than or equal to 25? Is that how it does it? If stage is that? Oh, I've done the if twice. So, oh no, that's not it. Equals to less than, and then what that's going to do, if that's the case, then what it will do is then do another check and say, hey, so what I want to do here is this, or show messages as nothing happens, or wait the dragon. So bunch of other if statements. So what I want to do is sort of keep it out of here to keep it clean. I'm going to do it as a function. Oh, you fudge cake. Did that last time. Function. I'm going to call it weapon check. And then if player f dot get item count and then form item. I hate doing get item counts. I never remember how get item count works. So let me have a look. Insert sword. Get item count. I'm just going to copy it from here because I really can't be arsed. So if player f dot get item count, and then what we're going to need obviously is the items. So do we have those for the lights? I don't think we do. Element. So I want light here. So do you actually have the light that you need, which is called the CT frost torch? If you don't, you're a dick. There we go. So equal to more than 1. And then what does it do if you do? And if you do, I think we just sort of do this in reverse. Else if player... hang on, so if we do... If the player has the off version, so we actually want to do a check for both of these. So I'm going to have both these in here. So it does look like there's more that we needed to add. So if you have the off version, it's going to figure out what the else is. Otherwise, it's just going to be like receptacle version. It seems to be inactive. This seems to be. So basically now if you're over stage 20, so my question would be, what does stage 20 actually say? Because if it says something about the receptacle, then we're probably going to want to reference it in a bit more detail rather than it appears to be a thing. So 25 when the search for the entry bay found, I should reattach the gem to Velas and place it in the receptacle. So it could actually say that. Well, you're going to at this point know that it's something. In which case... Oh, hang on. I thought it was something different, like you placed it in. You placed it in nothing. No, hang on. Alright, fuck it. This seems to be inactive. Fuck it. I'm just going to do that. And then what I'm going to do for basically having the off version is it's going to be similar, but it's going to say you insert the artifact into the receptacle, but nothing happens. You take it back out. And then what will happen basically, if you've got the torch, it's then going to do all the freaky deakies and it's going to take it off you. So player ref dot remove item, and it's going to be the torch, and then it's going to do CT ref frost static, no, it's yeah, frost static dot enable. We're going to do true so it fades in, which might be nice. Uppercase T so it looks better. What we'll do here, so it's going to enable that true. It's going to be like, take that, put it in, Bob's your uncle. Then it's going to set stage. So the stage that we're going to want it to then set to is going to depend on some things. So once I reattach the gem to Velarson and place it into receptacle, the stone dragon did a thing. So if stage is 20, is stage 25. That's when it's going to run another check. It's going to say something different depending on the situation. So once it's set that stage, it's going to continue on do other things. It's also going to have a different thing where it's got a certain stage for... So if you're not less than 25 or equal to it, and you're not less than... So what it is now, stage is 26 or 27, so... Else if CT quest main dot get stage... So if it's that or that, if it's 27 or lower... Lower than equal to 27. Then what it's going to do is say that the artifact is stuck. So debug.notification. The artifact is stuck in the receptacle. Uh-oh! Else if stage is that tower rises. Else if CD quest main dot get stage is more than equal to 31. Then set the stage for... What are we setting the stage for? We're going to set the stage for the tower rising. 40. Set stage to 40. Cannot be an int. Ah. There you go. Skin Ripper. Welcome to the stream. Long time. Well, actually, no, I've seen you the other day. Ah, never mind. Panic Monk, welcome to the stream. Sorry if I'm missing anything. You might have to try and repeat it. Right, so this is all jumbled together and it should do the job. Now all I need to do is do the tower rising and the waking of the dragon. But that is going to be inside the script. Interesting, eh? I thought you might like it. And then what we'll do, we'll autofill all of this. Nuts. Hang on. It's Torch Frost. Isn't it? I have got to correct this. Right, let's try that. 6 properties, so is active by default is false. Receptacle inactive. So now what I want to do is get the inactive receptacle. You know, I don't think it matters whether it's active or not, frankly. You know what? I don't think it matters if it's active or not. I actually don't think I need that check. And now what I'm noticing is I've got a lot of debug. So import debug, and anywhere that I've got debug, let's take it out. That just makes the script more efficient. Go away, I'll have my tablet in a minute. Right, there we go. Let's do all that. Anywhere that we got like game.play, I don't think so. I think that's a lot cleaner than that, although some of this does need to move into somewhere else, but it's regardless. Uh-oh, I moved that. Right, regardless, it's a lot cleaner. And then what I need is an off version of this, so I need an inactive version. So what I want to do is just put on the end inactive, take that, copy it, cancel it, and then what I need to do is get my dead version of this thing, which should be in my mods, and it should be in development. Mod files, meshes, CTTFL. It should be in activators, and then this is the receptacle dead. So this one shouldn't have anything going for it. However, it does have an old section to it that it was not meant to have. It's basically got to have this redone. This sized up by 2 and moved. There we go. Looks a bit better and matches the other one. And then we're going to save it as, and we're going to shift it elsewhere. We're going to do meshes, CT, structure, exterior main. No, we're not. We're going to do CT, consoles, inactive version of the portal. We're going to close that. We're going to go here. We are going to do activator. And this thing is basically going to double up. We're going to double click it. We're going to select it. We're going to do CT portal receptacle inactive. And we're going to still have it called receptacle and inactive and whatnot. And what we'll do is confirm, create new form of it, okay it, and then the inactive version, we're just going to slightly change the mesh to the inactive mesh. And that's going to be inactive. And what we'll do is that one is initially enabled and this one is initially disabled. And they will both need the same sorts of properties filling in so that they can enable and disable each other when we have to do that with the script, if we have to do that with the script. Otherwise we might want to go back and change that, because stuff happens. I don't think we need that in the script. I don't think we need to mention the active and inactive versions because it's not used here. It will be used elsewhere. That will be within the thing itself. I'm just going to re-go into these ones and just reconfirm, just in case they think there's properties attached to them that are no longer there. So I've had that before. It's really weird. It reconfirms and the creation kit knows it's happy. Wow. I'm kind of on fire here. This is really weird. Hopefully you're all sort of following and enjoying it and maybe understand what's going on. But essentially what we've done is I think we've now set the majority of the quest up, which is fantastic. So hopefully that now gets to the point where we can make the tower rise and stuff. Now, that is a very interesting thing. The tower previously had a small thing. Bollocks. Fucking hell. It's disappeared because it's steam bag fucking shit, this creation kit. Okay, fuck you, creation kit. Just fuck you. Right. What it had before, it had a large version and a small version. So what I want to do is give the tower itself its own reference. This is going to be CT ref tower snow. And what I realised last night while I was falling asleep, don't know why, but I realised it didn't have any snow shader on it, which it bloody well should have. So it now has snow on it. Even on the top. Really nice. That is great. Then what you do is you duplicate the son of a bitch and you scale it down. Apparently, no, you don't. Wait, what you do? Oh, that's interesting. So what has to happen? Basically, hang on. I forget. Let me have a look. I think an object of this size, and this took me ages to figure out when I first got it to rise. An object of this size will not translate in the creation kit. It's too big. So what you have to do is have a small version of it that can move. So what you do, if I could find it, yeah, the miniature version of the tower. What you do is you tell it to animate. You say translate tower animated, dot translate reference, and it begins small, and you translate it to the exact z-axis that you want, and you give it 1 second to get started, so it's a small enough object that it's happy to move it, and then you change its scale to scale of 1, move it up, then you disable it and you swap it out with the new snow-covered one. That's what you do. Bastard thing. It's madness. And also we spawn a load of rocks and stuff, so this bit is what now needs moving, but also the dragon explosiveness also needs to happen. I don't know if I ever changed it, but this gets a bit bonkers now. Oof. This gets very difficult. I wonder if we can get this finished in the next 40 minutes or so, once I've gone and got my tablet that I need to take. What if it does that? Okay. I think I know what we do. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this in place first, if it will let me. So what you do, you duplicate it, you double click it, you put it to scale to 0.1, you do OK. And what you got is you got this diddy biddy. You don't change the scale, actually. You don't want to do that yet. What you want to do is do tower animated. Is a perfect thing to call it. So animated tower. Now I've already edited this mesh that it does animation and moves the collision with it. Not that would matter too much, but animated is interesting because I don't know if it needs to be an animated object to move or whether it needs to be static, but if it needs to be animated, we'd soon know. So what I'll do is I'll rename that. What I actually want to do is make sure that when it resizes after it starts moving, it doesn't pop through at all. So we need to now shrink it, like bring it down as far as we're able to do, where it's not showing, and a bit more. So under the mountainside. So here's how we do it. So now we bring it down, bang. And what we do is then we double click it and then we go boink, boink, rescale it. And it's disappeared all the way down here. And we got a dinky tower. Now, the game will be happy to move something of this size. It will translate that. It will start moving. And then it will scale up. And then it will come up out the mountain at full size. And then it will swap itself out with the snow-covered one. Ooh. Now, I like all my recent mod creations. This will be my favourite one if I pull it off, but I don't know if I will. But my favourites right now are my most recently made polished off mods: Millwater Retreat, Riverside Shack, and Merscombe Estate. My 3 favourites. Let's have a look-see. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Paul. Okay, so that's set up there. Now what we need is to go into the main quest, because at some point here the receptacle's going to get a ticket. It's going to get a ticket. Give me a ticket. That's it. You've been naughty. It's going to get a tickle. It is... Oh, yes. On both of these, it's going to be very interesting, because these are little papyrus fragments. These are not supposed to contain a lot of stuff. So what I really want now is a separate script that goes on the end of here that I'll reference and do a thing with. I've got to remember how to reference it. I have to look at a cat's life to remind me. But 26 and 27 is where you need to defeat the thing. So basically it's pushed to 26 and 27. If I just double check this. So if it's set state anywhere to 26, 27, if it's there, blah, 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 it's like pop. Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah. Think that's the case. It'll set to this, and then this needs to basically do wake the dragon. That's what it's going to do there. Me typing that obviously does nothing at the minute, which is fine. So rather than repeat stuff here, what we'll then do is we'll go into scripts, and we want on here, we want to add a new script, and I'm going to call it CT Quest Main Events. And this is going to be those 2 events that we're able to call that will have their own functions. So we're going to do function. I'm going to lay the functions out. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go get myself a drink and a tablet. Oh, don't, monk. So this is going to be Wake Dragon event. This is hopefully going to be so much cleaner and work like a charm. So Wake Dragon event, and then we're also going to have function. You know, if I do ever finish this, then Couch Warrior is going to have to do a brand new extensive series, about 100-part series on Corinthia Tower. If he doesn't, I'll be coming for him with a mask on. So, you know, stay safe and all. Right, that one's Wake Dragon, and this one is Tower Rise. So these being controlled in their own script is very good. It means if I need to come along and tweak anything to make this better, I can do so. Properties here. What? Link, please. Link it in my Discord. I've been fucking waiting for that. I've been waiting for seeing Zartu again. I wanted Zartu as a bloody follower. You can relay this. I wanted Zartu as a follower. I wanted a little follower. All his bits and bobs. Bits and bobbles. I wanted him to follow me around. He didn't need to have a custom voice or nothing. I just wanted Zartu. I never got it. Never got my Zartu. Love that Khajiit. Disgusting. And with that, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back. Terrible. It's not good enough. It's cold. Cold a bit. Oh, it's lovely and chilly actually. Oh, I like it. It's been too cold otherwise. Proteus, you can export a whole character with stats and everything. Oh. Welcome to stream night. I bet you've been here all along, you knob, and you've just been staying quiet. Oh yeah, Cat's Life, that was pretty good. Forgot about that. Or's Rest's fine. Or's Rest wasn't super special. I don't know. If somebody's willing to put all like the dialogue together, I'd record it, but I wouldn't make the mod. I just couldn't be arsed with all that. It's too much tedious work putting like dialogue lines together and stuff. But I'd happily like just, you know, voice it. That'd be fun. Right, you nutty, you ready to go? Let's go kill some bandits, would we? You want me to carry your shit? I don't think so. Okay, let's have a look. It's a new accent I've added to the collection. Okay then. My brain fell out. This isn't good. I wanted to do this before food. Wobble. What am I doing? It's here somewhere. Sword is broken. This is meant to do the whole thing. Dragon shakiness, and then it does the chicken. It's not good. I think I need to make a slight change. When you do the weapon check and you've got the thing, it needs to make the things happen first. Nuts. No, that's not good. Bollocks to it. It'll pop up. It's fine. Sod it. Let's pretend that bit's not a thing. Right, it's this that we want. So what we need, boss state, no. Remove item frosting, no, we've done that. Enable that, no, done that. Explosive point place at me, that is what we want. We don't. No. We want the old version. We will rock you. We want the... Haha! This is the one. This one has found the script he wishes to find. And now that he has found it, he can make all the things go boom. Let's see. So this is what we want. So this might be mostly the same. So I want to awaken the dragon. We're going to want an explosion property first and foremost. Bubbity boop. So explosion property, and it's going to be CT explosion dragon. Oh, yeah, Guardian. I'm going to do this thing as boom. Oh, it needs it needs a point where it's going to happen, doesn't it? So object reference property, and then we'll do CT ref dragon explosion. No. Yeah. Explosion guardian, that's what we did. Camera shake, then we want player ref, so there we go, it's spelled fucking property wrong again. Fantastic. Then what you want, player ref. Shake camera player F231. What's that about? Shake camera. Import game. Game.shake camera, blah blah blah. Jobs are good, and so explosion, shake the camera, shake your bits, and then wait. So meh. And then import deep. Hang on a minute. Import utility. Yeah. Yes. Utility. No, don't want it there. Don't want it there. No, don't want it there. No, don't want it there. No, move. Go. There. There you go. That's what we want. So, wait 10 seconds. And then you do portal effects enable. No. Dragon scream. Yes, please. That's what we want. We are going to want to do a sound. So sound, property, CD, Dragon Scream.
Oh, yes.
Dragon Scream, dot play, and Receptacle dead. No. Player ref. It's going to play on the player and file the lock dot enable. So that'll be the dragon. So basically what we're going to want here is object reference property CT ref Dragon Guardian auto, and then this guy is going to get enabled. Oops a doodle. Then once you've enabled him, you're going to wait 4 seconds. Once you've done that, portal dot disable. No, I don't need that. That's very interesting. So, and then Sage is going to say, so he's awake. Oh bollocks! He's awake at that point, so we don't need to do any waiting and portal enabling and all that jazz bucket. I think we do want to enable the receptacles, though. I think this is when it's going to come to life and sort of light up. So would you please? Right, there we go. Copy that. Yep, bang. And then active, inactive. And what we'll do is we'll go inactive. See and then wait about 1.5 seconds and then do Why don't you like that? Why don't you like that? How can you not like the simple fact of disabling unknown type? Well, babbledy. That's rubbish. It's right up there. You know what type it is. Dot disable. There we go. CT ref thingy disable. Right, so boom. Those do that. And then what I want is I want to take both of these suckers and I want to go edit and I want to go double click and oh no, that's fine. It's not in there. It's in the quest. And if we do that, should start filling things in. So we need a screen, we need an explosion, we need a Dragon Guardian, we need a Dragon Guardian explosion marker. So ref explosion dragon, and we need an inactive receptacle. Makes no damn sense. Inactivate. No, inactive. Oh my god. There we go. That's why. Right. Scream guard, blah blah blah. Right, so let's get a position where that explosion can take place, shall we? So let's get a marker. It's going to be a brown marker because things are going to go pop. That's going to make sense. Let's get this. Let's go about there. And then what we'll do is CT ref. Is it Dragon Guardian Explosion or just sort of Guardian Explosion? Dragon Guardian, Explosion Guardian, Explosion Guardian. I don't know what we wanted, wasn't it? That's like the reference for it. There we go, so now we've got the reference. We can do CTQ quest. And then we can fill that property in. So I'm just making all the things. Make all the things. Then what we want is an actual Dragon Guardian. Now, I don't know what I used, but I'm going to check. I don't know if I used a custom one or something. I think I found some cool resource. So if we go into development mod files new, meshes, CTTTB, boop, doesn't look like I was using anything. Interestingly. Just going to be a Frost Dragonite. I do feel like there was something special about him. It has to be this fellow anyway. Yeah. Right. Let's double click on this douche face and use him as a base. So he's basically using a dragon fire with the exception of stats and spells. So his spell list is slightly different, interestingly. And we can do stuff with this because that is all we need to do is just add this sort of stuff in. I'll check if there's anything else that we're kind of missing later. But I'm going to call him CT and he's just going to be Dragon Guardian for now. If we want to rename him later, we can do. He's not going to be essential, but he's going to be unique and he's not going to respawn. And we're going to create a new version. And then if I want to polish him up later and do some more interesting things with him, I can do. I'm just going to get him dragged in, really. No creation kit. Why are you a big steaming pile of anus? Why? It's broke. I've got to close it. It won't move anything in the render window. Ugh. Come on, piss off. Close. We're not getting this done before the end of the stream. I will end up coming back in the next stream with this all complete and then you can see it. That's just going to happen. Interesting visual. Right. Let's go, CK. Let's go. Let's do this. I don't believe it. All it ever does is crash. All it ever does is crash, you know. God. No. No, no, no. What am I doing? Well, it didn't crash, actually. It just fucked up. Have I still got that? Fuck you mode, is it? Bum? Hey, there we go. That's what it was. It entered fuck you mode. Fuck you mode is when it just becomes so unresponsive it won't let you do anything. It's really annoying. Interesting. The one thing I didn't think of was how are we going about disabling this? Stone Dragon needs to be disabled, I'd have thought. Like, sort of separately to make the effect better. Then what we'll do that's what he is now. There we go, he's initially disabled. Events. Dragon Scream. Right, I actually should have loaded this with the other new version because then I can get the explosion and everything. Damn. Oh god. Okay. What do I want to do here? Try and put snow on the ring, up the runes. I don't know what that's going to... Ignore that for now. Why am I doing that? Right. Explosions. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things. Explosions. We want, like... boom. It's kind of what we're after. A big boom. Without that much colour. What we want is our own explosion, quite possibly. Wow, I made some special shit for this. Lift effects. No, I need the other version, which would have had meshes, CTR, effects, dragon, boom boom. Surely there was like a boom. That's what I'm after. Where is it? hell did I use? Because I got my own absorbing effect for when he absorbs the power. Well, not absorbs, but desorbs. I don't know. Whatever the frickin' opposite of absorb is. I don't know. This is quite annoying. Frustrating indeed. Where is it? There should be a Dragon Boom Boom. I'm going to have to try and get it from the old version. I don't know where Dragon Boom Boom's gone. It's meant to be an explosion. I could have sworn it was a custom explosion. Clearly it wasn't. Oh. Ah, fucking hell. You open explosions and it's like it doesn't know what to do with them. It's really annoying. That's what I want. I want this but not shit. That's what I want. Why do you keep hiding all of my stuff? Stop it. Put it over here. I need that. Right. Ooh. No. I'm going to go and hunt this down and find out how they've added that kind of disgusting colour to it and try and remove it. Because I don't want that. I want that to look more like stone, not dirt. Oh, cool. You can't see a damn thing. Right. See if there's anywhere that we can kind of figure out where this is located. FX Smoke Soft Sub. Because this is where things get messy. And you start diving in looking for stuff to see if there's any colour on anything. FX Smoke Sub, because this isn't coloured in any way. Smoke Puff Anim 4. Come on, photo slop. Yeah, that's not really coloured in any way. So there'll be something that colours it, I'd imagine. Animation work. Oh shit! I see what you mean. Yeah. Oh no, there's only one, and it's some stuff just does not show in NIF scope. I don't know, but I pay for my Photoshop now. I always did. Okay, let's see if I can narrow the search. Let's go down all of this and see if there's anything that looks like it might control something. Usually something to indicate that it does some colouring or something. It's a certain colour, isn't it, really? It's like a horrible brown, and I'm not going to really want that. This is where things slow down massively, is when I find that I have to piss about with meshes and colours and nifs and stuff like that. It gets really messy now. I don't think it's going to be in here. I think there's something else judging the colour and I don't know what it is. Could be that I'm just not seeing the colour in Photoshop. There it is. I'm going to want something more stone sort of coloured grey. I think I found it. So dust burst mid. This was, I don't know what that was. It's that. It's the artifact. So if I put this into data, meshes, CT, and then we go into effects, and I call this CT Guardian Explosion, then hopefully what we can do is navigate that to here. CT, effects, Guardian Explosion, and then call this CT Explosion. I think I already had what I wanted to name it, so CT Explosion Guardian. And then there's all these different options that you need to do. Knock down living actors, and don't really need any of that. I did do that, but I don't want it. I want loud, well, normal. I'm doing the sound differently, aren't I? I could do a sound, but I don't know what it'd be. I'm going to have to figure out what that would have been. I'll have to figure that out from a previous script and attach it. But let's create new for that explosion and see if that's going to sort of work for us. Let's do mesh in there. So we've got the explosion. And the scream, I don't think I'm too worried about, but I think we can actually just grab quite quickly if it was custom, as I suspect it may have been. That's frustrating now because it's changed from controlling Spotify. Yeah, we'll take that because I think it's been turned up on the volume. And then we'll do sound FX. I'm going to do CT. And I'm going to name it CT Dragon Screen effects. And then what I'm going to do is go into my sound. Oh, jeez, I've got so much stuff here. Right. Sound description. Then I want to do dragon. Can't play those. But I want to use this. So I'm going to do descriptor dragon scream. I'm going to add in CT dragon scream. Create new form. And then I'm going to create what I want my sound to be, which is going to be called CT dragon scream. I'm going to close that. Hopefully that's fine. Close that. Don't think I need that anymore. Don't think I need this anymore. Play the music. Don't think I need any of this anymore. And then name it that, and then CT. That'll get the sound descriptor. And then we'll get the quest. and then CTQ. Main events. And that. And then OK. And then it's probably a time for a bit of a test. Drop those down. I'm going to make sure I'm at the bottom of here. I don't know if we're going to test this quickly enough. So I need to add stuff now because we've got sound essentially that's going to have to copy across. So I've got FX. And then I'll copy com over and then I'll just delete com from here because I obviously don't want that in there. So we've now got sound effects. We've obviously got some new meshes. So I'm just going to recopy that meshes folder across. I think we might have a new texture or something. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm going to copy that across. And then we've definitely got new scripts, which I'm going to just copy all of them. Paste that across. And then obviously we've got a fresh ESP. There you go, paste that in there. Then we're going to pause the music, turn up the volume. Hopefully going to run it. I'm also going to look to just back up this ESP as well. Because we've done a lot of progress today and that'll get it up on the Google Drive. Just in case, because you never know, and then we'll close that. Close some other bits and bobs. Probably close the Trello for now, don't need that. This will probably be the last act of the stream. We're going to go and see what happens, delete all my other saves and whatnot. So yeah. There we go. And then load this so it got rid of these saves because I don't want old crap hang around. I don't need any more. Delete all this, all just from testing. Haven't actually got any saves yet. Make sure those are backed up when I do. And then we're off to Riverwood. I'm gonna set my level. I'm gonna pop inside, pop out, have the dude show that way. Really, player dot set level. There we go. Tog God mode. All I'm looking for here is getting to the stage where the dragon pops up and we know what we need to fix. That's really all I want to do here. I'm going to go in here. This tends to be the best way of doing it. Hopefully this is good.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around. Think I got a clean mug around here. Blah 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 blah.
This way, Andy, and this way. This way.
Come here, please. It's all in this note. Now, I'm afraid I must leave you.
Good boy.
Come here. Let me see your face.
Right. There we go. The fact that we didn't have any of this 2 days ago, and now it's just all there. It's so cool. I think it's just good. Let's see. So I actually want to test this in terms of what does it do when the quest's in a certain stage. This appears to be an inactive receptacle. Because it is. And this. You insert the artifact into the receptacle but nothing happens, you take it back out. I'll be surprised if this works, by the way, because everything's just like madness right now, so this shouldn't all just work. That went in there. defeat the Dragon Guardians. So what it did not do is set the stage. Or did it? Yeah, it did. But we haven't pointed toward... Yeah, that's what we haven't done. No, that's a shame. We haven't actually pointed toward using the functions yet. So the function's in there, but we haven't actually directed to it. So all I've got to do... That actually seemed to work perfectly fine in terms of the stage checks and everything. We just need to do... point to that function. All that should have fired off. And then it'll be put together the whole function for the tower rising, point to all the references, and then the tower should rise. And at that point, the exterior is finished, the mod is finished, with the exception of me rewriting the journal, rewriting the note, polishing a couple of bits, and then we're basically at the stage where we can go in and design the interior of the tower. So the whole exterior we pretty much done, with the exception of like other bits I may want to add later. But like the general outline, the general start the mod will be done, and then we can sort of plan interior design and stuff, and then do bits kind of as we go. Which would be really cool. Really not bad. That's a few days work. I mean, granted, a lot of it was already there in place, which makes things a lot easier because you just pull it in and change things. But yeah, pretty good. So yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end it there. I will probably be back streaming. Planned wise, it would be next week on Wednesday. I may stream before then, so keep your eyes open, your ears peeled. I may stream, well, if I do stream randomly, it will be at 5 PM UK time or a little bit after it. I won't be streaming tomorrow. I may be streaming Monday or Tuesday, so keep your ears open, otherwise it will be Wednesday. 5 PM UK time is when I will plan on streaming then. And hopefully next time I stream, I've got a few more things to show you. Hopefully when next time I stream, I can actually show the tower rising and everything in special edition with the new version, the new look of the tower, everything just, you know, in its glory. And I may share some stuff on Discord in the coming days. So there we go. That is just about it. So hope you all enjoyed the stream. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will speak to you all next time.